Hi everyone, so I wanted to show you how I changed this old house model into something different. The first thing I did was take it apart, as you can see, and I needed to remove the old paper that was put on as wallpaper. This was a model originally that was like a Christmassy model, but I dropped it. And then since dropping it, I've used it for spare parts for other projects. So I thought I would turn it into one of my spooky abandoned miniatures. So first of all, obviously it was easy to take apart. Luckily, that's one advantage with using hot glue, is if you want to, it'll stay together, but if you want to take it apart, it will come apart. So here I'm scraping off glue, scraping off paper. Sorry, it's a bit out of shot on this bit, I didn't realise, but what I'm actually doing is on the base I'm peeling off all the paper that was like the fake carpet and flooring. I think it was like a fake wooden floor, but it was like paper. So as you can see, I'm peeling all that off. I'm not too worried about it all being perfect and every single last tiny piece coming off, but obviously what I'm doing is removing as much as I can, just so I've got a bit of a blank canvas to start off with. It's ideal if I can get all the paper off, but if I can't, it's not a big issue. And I'm just using my palette knife just to scrape off some paper that was a bit stubborn. I'd used the actual glue that came with the kit for this bit, that's why, I think I did anyway, which is why I'm having trouble moving it. I'm going to do a series of videos on this because the footage is way too long to be in like one video. So I'm going to break it down into stages. So this is like step one, which is like preparing the walls, the floor, preparing like the shell of the spooky house, and then I'll show you how I did the different bits here and there, like the windows, and how I did the walls and that sort of thing. So I'm just dusting off the roof and then peeling off anything that's left behind from the previous model that it was. And you can see it's got this vile paper, but it works as like a wallpaper for the model. This was a model kit I got off Amazon. I do like to make little model kits, but then what I do is do a spot of what I call kit bashing. So what I'm doing here is taking an existing kit, using the shell from it and some of the pieces to create my own thing. I'd much rather create my own thing than just follow the kit's instructions, although I do sometimes do the kits and follow the instructions just to see what it looks like, especially if it's something that looked nice or something that I quite like the look of. Like there was the one where it was like an art gallery, an art studio that I did. I don't know what I've done with that one actually. I think I've got it around somewhere. Yeah, I think I've got it around somewhere. And then what I tend to do is, like at a later date, I'll turn it into something else when the mood takes me. And as you know, I like, spooky, gothic type decor. So obviously this is too cutesy to fit in with my aesthetic. So that's why I'm stripping it down and turning it into my own thing. I've always been fascinated with like abandoned places, and like you see these abandoned places, but it used to be so full of life, and it used to belong to someone, and it used to mean something to someone, and you've got like these clues from the past of who may have lived there and the history of the building, but at the same time it's all abandoned and forgotten. And yeah, there's just something I find really interesting about abandoned places. I have been to a couple, but obviously there's not many where I live or anything, because a lot of stuff is demolished and then built back over. But yeah, I like watching, I watch videos of people exploring like abandoned buildings and stuff, and it's quite interesting. and I wanted to create some little models to reflect that interest and that fascination with, you know, times long past and things changing and what gets left behind, and I don't know, it's just something about, and I like, you know, spooky houses and haunted houses and that sort of thing. So yeah. So what I'm doing here is scraping off the hot glue off all the pieces, and as much of that paper and decor as possible. And in the next video I'm going to show you how I did the walls and some more little tips on how to make it look old and spooky. So hope you enjoyed this first video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.